My name is Elliott Beck. I live in Austin, Texas. I work for the law firm of Amini and Conan LLP, and I'm a civil litigator. I originally graduated from Texas A&M University with an undergraduate degree in marketing, and then I went to Baylor in Waco, Texas for law school. I graduated in 2011 in July. I was licensed in November of 2011, and I've been practicing in Austin, Texas ever since. I really enjoy the practice of law in not just in Austin, but in the state of Texas. And I think one of the things that is great, great, but also challenging about the time that we live in now is as LGBT attorneys, we really have the opportunity to not only see the change that is happening in the community, both in the LGBT community, but also the Texas community, our local communities, or the United States community as a whole. But we have an opportunity to affect it as well. And, we in Austin are, we can be, we're blessed to live in a pretty liberal area, but I come from originally Beaumont, Texas. There's plenty of lawyers down there, and it's not nearly as liberal as Austin, to say the least, nor was Waco or College Station. So I always say I put in my time in the areas that are not necessarily the most progressive or LGBT friendly. But I feel like those areas also taught me the most, not only about myself and what I eventually wanted to be and what I wanted to do, but they give you they give you a lot of opportunity to face the challenges that LGBT people are facing in this state and in cities within the state, and gives you an opportunity to see them and kind of know from experience what people are going through. So my coming out story, I actually came out my freshman year in college, and some people are kind of shocked to know that I came out at Texas A&M because that was the first place I think I really felt comfortable enough to come out. Not that it's not a conservative place, but starting college and developing, my close friends that I still have to this day, I'm still in their weddings and all that kind of stuff. I felt that when I got there, I was fortunate enough to meet people that were so accepting, and we didn't necessarily always think the same way about things, but I felt that they would. It was worth the risk, and ultimately I felt like I owed it to them to be honest with them. So I came out at A&M. I was very fortunate again to have people that were supportive, but its reputation is warranted in some senses. I mean, it is a very conservative school. I worked really closely with the GLBT Resource Center there and really confronted a lot of the anti-LGBT folks and ideas head on, and at times it could be challenging, but again it was an opportunity to advocate and to see it firsthand, and to take the lessons of how bad it can be or how bad people can be, and use that as an opportunity to grow and either educate them or educate others to overcome those prejudices. The conservative scholastic environment did not end there. If you think A&M is conservative, wait until you get to Baylor. It was intense, and as I understand it, the Baylor undergrad, it's still being openly LGBT is still an offense that can get you kicked out of the school. Going into the law school, I didn't know if that applied, and I think I don't know that it technically does. Though again, as I became comfortable there, and people learned of my LGBT status, I was very impressed with the professionalism of both the students and the professors and the administration at the school. There were certain professors that you could tell maybe had a religious objection, but when it came to the law, they knew what the Constitution said. They knew what's fair and what's right as an American to live with the same rights that everyone else did. My experience with being an LGBT attorney in Austin, as one might imagine, has been a little easier than it would be, I think, in some places, of course. It's a liberal county. Lots of judges are Democrats. A lot of the attorneys, at least on the surface, are not going to be, openly anti-LGBT. I can say though, even within the past 2 months, kind of, you can get in, you can be privy to these kind of behind the scenes conversations between lawyers when they don't necessarily know someone in the community is listening, and the good old boy system still hangs around. It's something that people may not speak about as openly here, but it's something that's there. And I actually did have a very recent experience with that between a couple of attorneys in Austin who just, for whatever reason, didn't know my LGBT status, and it was a reminder of how uncomfortable and how almost scary it can be at times when you hear people who are professionals. I mean, one of these guys had been an attorney for 25 years and is respected in his field, and they can say some pretty hurtful things when they think, and some pretty ignorant things when they think no one is listening. So that was a little bit of a kick in the pants after getting to live in the liberal bubble of Central Texas, or of Austin, Texas. And it reminded me why, constantly doing this work, whether or not it seems that we're making progress or not, is important, because there's a long way to go, even in the places where people aren't necessarily talking about it out in the open. I've always tried to use my experiences, in good or bad, as an LGBT attorney to learn from other people, whether it's learning how not to act from those people that are not the kind of people that I'd want to interact with, or the kind of attorney that I would be, or getting deriving lessons from these people that I probably would have never met had they not known that I was a safe person to talk to. Because as an attorney, we all know, if you don't have your client's trust, you're not getting very far. And for some people, when they've been that scared for that long, the quickly letting them know that you are an ally and you're an LGBT person can really open up a lot of opportunities to help people that may not have even thought they could come to you under different circumstances. So that's one of the things I've loved about being able to be an openly LGBT attorney, is connecting with clients, and there are some times when I think maybe my LGBT status may turn other clients off, but for the most part, it's been a positive for me in my practice and in my ability to help people that I think really need it.